It takes great wit and interest and energy to be happy. The pursuit of happiness is a great activity. One must be open and alive. It is the greatest feat man has to accomplish. For this generation, ours, life is nuclear survival, liberty is human rights, the pursuit of happiness is a planet whose resources are devoted to the physical and spiritual nourishment of its inhabitants. You know, American citizens, I don't think, ever thought that the right to the pursuit of happiness did not include the right to marry the person you love. But for a whole number of Americans, gay Americans, that happens to be true. As a bookish child in Calcutta, I used to thrill to the adventures of bad girls whose pursuit of happiness swept them outside the bounds of social decency. Tess of the D'Urberville, Emma Bovary and Anna Karenina lived large in my imagination. The naughty girls of Hollywood films flirted and knew how to drive. Now you know my credo. Free market capitalism is the best path to prosperity. And let me add to that from our founding fathers, our Creator endowed us with the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In other words, freedom. The Declaration calls us to recognize the inherent equality of all people, and when it becomes unmistakably evident that a government is denying the governed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it's the right of people to establish a new government to secure these unalienable rights. We have a long heritage of freedom that defines America. We believe there is a Creator who blessed us with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Working with Will Smith was one of the highlights of my career. He is so talented and has a tremendous work ethic. We are still friends, and I reach out to him and his partner to pitch ideas. He loves my mother. In fact, my mother was his son Jaden's acting coach for the movie Pursuit of Happiness. The people have a right to the truth as they have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. My aim in life isn't so much the pursuit of happiness as the happiness of pursuit. People truly reaching across boundaries, be they religious or race, political or geographic. A state that is sincerely civil and respectful of each individual's pathway toward life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness will be our goal. There is something very unique in American iconography about this notion of the pursuit of happiness. The U.S. Declaration of Independence enshrines the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Alas, that is not the case everywhere in the world. It is easily and often overlooked that when Thomas Jefferson asserted that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness were inalienable human rights, he did so on the ground that they had been endowed by God, our Creator. I am Gabrielle Anwar, mother, lover, daughter, sister, friend, and creator in the pursuit of happiness. The existence of slavery cast the shadow of hypocrisy over the otherwise noble proclamation of the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in our Declaration of Independence. We were endowed by our Creator with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We were not endowed by the federal government. We were not endowed by entitlements. We were not endowed by pork barrel spending. We were not endowed by budgetary earmarks. America is a mosaic not of groups but of individuals, each of whom carries a host of cultural influences, some chosen, some inherited, some absorbed by osmosis. That mosaic is held together by the pursuit of happiness, the most powerful mortar ever conceived. Left alone, it will long endure. The Constitution guarantees us our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's all. It doesn't guarantee our rights to charity. I think government has a major role to play in helping us with the pursuit of happiness. I am about to be married, and am of course in all the misery of a man in pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness is a most ridiculous phrase. If you pursue happiness you'll never find it. Our Declaration of Independence was the start of a conversation about how to achieve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for every citizen. Our Constitution was always intended to grow and adapt as we formed a more perfect union, established justice, and ensured peace, security, and the blessings of liberty. Democracy rests upon two pillars. 1. The principle that all men are equally entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the other, the conviction that such equal opportunity will most advance civilization. The pursuit of happiness, which American citizens are obliged to undertake, tends to involve them in trying to perpetuate the moods, tastes, and aptitudes of youth. The God most Americans say they believe in is just not interesting enough to deny. Thus the only kind of atheism that counts in America is to call into question the proposition that everyone has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Software industry battles are fought by highly paid and out-of-shape nerds furiously pounding computer keyboards while they guzzle Diet Coke. The stakes aren't very dramatic. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness? Nope, it's about stock options. There is no such thing as the pursuit of happiness, but there is the discovery of joy. If Beyoncé and Jay-Z had been born and raised in Cuba, they would have merely survived, with no opportunity to realize their aspirations. Only in a land that treasures liberty and the pursuit of happiness can such dreams become a reality. Before the tribunal of nature, a man has no more right to life than a rattlesnake. He has no more right to liberty than any wild beast. His right to the pursuit of happiness is nothing but a license to maintain the struggle for existence, if he can find within himself the powers with which to do it. I think the pursuit of happiness is the pursuit of reality because illusion never leaves us ultimately happy. The pursuit of happiness is in our Constitution. We're all entitled to have the best we can. You cannot deprive somebody of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, because that is a right, constitutional right. Democracy's premise rests on the notion that the collective wisdom of the majority will prove right more often than it's wrong, that given sufficient opportunity in the pursuit of happiness, your population will develop its talents, its intellect, its better judgment, that over time its capacity for discernment and self-correction will be enlarged. When I was growing up, I don't remember being told that America was created so that everyone could get rich. I remember being told it was about opportunity and the pursuit of happiness. Not happiness itself, but the pursuit. I come before you to declare that my sex are entitled to the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I want anyone who believes in life, liberty, pursuit of happiness to succeed. And I want any force, any person, any element of an overarching big government that would stop your success. I want that organization, that element, or that person to fail. I want you to succeed. The strongest argument against totalitarianism may be a recognition of a universal human nature, that all humans have innate desires for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The doctrine of the blank slate is a totalitarian's dream. For many, many people, getting married is one of the most important things they will ever do in the pursuit of happiness. I never thought I'd be using this phrase, but the pursuit of happiness, that's my right. I think life is difficult and that's that. I am not at all, absolutely not at all, interested in the pursuit of happiness. I am not interested in the pursuit of positivity. I am interested in pursuing a truth, and the truth often seems to be not happiness but its opposite. Ironically, the pursuit of happiness can lead us into the eternal trap of chasing unhappiness. For me, the only sources of moral values are the pursuit of understanding and the pursuit of happiness. What could be more important to the pursuit of happiness than the right to choose your spouse without asking a Washington politician for permission? Our democracy is dependent on people who passionately cherish the ideals of a democracy. Every man is created equal with an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's a wonderful idea, and it takes people who cherish that idea to be actively involved in the process. Some of us learned in a school of philosophy which taught that all was for the common good and nothing for oneself and have never, in any case, regarded the pursuit of happiness as anything other than an aberration of the human spirit. While I gave up God a long time ago, I never shook the habit of wanting to believe in something. So I replaced my creed of everlasting life with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Individual freedoms are the primary engine by which the pursuit of happiness can be maximally instantiated. We believe, as our founders did, that the pursuit of happiness depends upon individual liberty, and individual liberty requires limited government. This country was founded upon the principle that we are all endowed with certain inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those rights are what make America great, and they belong to each and every one of us. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.